Okay, boys and girls. After some technical issues and whatnot, we are back. Anyways, are we ready to do some iterating through a dictionary? This is going to be similar to lesson 18, where we kind of did a for each loop. This is more just to go over a dictionary separately, sit down, go over some steps through and a little bit more specifics in like keys and values, declaration, initialization, etc., etc. And then we'll do the same thing with a list. So it's going to be very similar to the program we already wrote. So let's just get right into it. So we're going to start by defining a dictionary. Let's give this some space. Define dictionary. All right. So with that, we're going to say dictionary. And we're going to do the same as we did before. We're going to do a string and an int. And then we'll say amount. And equals new dictionary string int. Boom. Right. Right. Now, we're going to add, let's do jobs and the amount of people working at that job. So, let's say lawyer. Why is there a space there? Lawyer, and then there will be 30 lawyers. Why doesn't that like that? I'm so confused. Also, that's just a comma. And then we're going to say doctor. I'm too tired to work on that. We'll say there's 25 doctors. And then nurse. And there's 50 nurses. Okay. And that should be the end of that. Why is it mad at us? Okay, hold on. Represents a sequence. So let's do... Okay, just... It's being super weird right now. Okay, let's see. Expected a... We've got a string and an int, though. We set it to a string and an int. We're missing something somewhere. We're missing a curly bracket somewhere. Let's see. That's the close of those. That's the close of those. That's the close of those. There's something wrong with this. Give me 1 second to troubleshoot this. I just realized where I was being silly. I had those at the end that caused the error. When you delete them, it fixes the error. So, my apologies. That was where I went wrong. Yeah. So, dictionary, string, comma, int, close the, oh man, brackets are leaving my brain today. The different types of brackets. Close the arrow brackets. I don't remember. Amount equals new dictionary string int close. And then we got lawyers, 30 lawyers, 25 doctors, 50 nurses. Okay? Perfect. We're moving on from that. Okay. Now that we've done that, now we need to iterate through the dictionary using for each loop. All right, so with that, we're going to do for each, for arch, for each. And then we'll do key value pair. And we're going to say string. And then int. And then pair in amount. You see how that's already got pair in amount for us? All right, and then console dot write line, and we're going to say that's close to what we want. we first want that and that. Put these in curly brackets because we've got more to add to this. Pair key, and we're going to do that. And then we're going to say pair dot value. And then we'll do that. And bam. Okay, so some of you are like, wait, hold on. This is all new stuff. And guys, remember what I always do? I always explain everything. So just gotta trust in me, right? Trust in me. I am so good at not explaining things that I explain it at the end. That's how good I am. All right, let's just run this real quick before you guys have a panic attack. Let's run through this. We're going to get a 30 lawyers, 30 doctors, 25 nurses. So we used the pair key this time, and then the pair value this time. So if you remember in Introduction into Collections, we did something like this. And you don't have to write this out. We did something like, I'm trying to remember exactly. Oh, yeah, it was like ages.dictionary, and then we said we did like dot add. Oh, I'm sorry, ages.dictionary, sorry, dot add, and then we added like Alice. This is pseudocode, so you don't have to like type this out. And then we did like console.writeLine, right? And then we did something like it was Alicia, right? Alicia's age, and then it was that, and then we did plus ages dict, and then we did close brackets Alicia. Okay, so remember when I said I was going to explain? Oh, that's supposed to be bracket. It doesn't matter. This is pseudocode. I'm not actually doing like, this is technically C#, but I'm not trying to like make it perfect. So we said we only called the value of Alicia, which was how old Alicia was. This time we're using the pair key, which is lawyer, and the pair value, which is 30. Pair key doctor, pair key value for 25, pair key nurse, pair key value of 50. And so we're doing for each. So for each of them that are for each item inside of a dictionary, for each of those, we're going to console line print out. We're going to use the key pair values to pair in amount and then print them out. Print that pair out. See? Super easy, you guys. We're having a panic attack and it's not that hard. So this isn't important. This is just what we did in 18. That's in 18 if you need to go back and look at lesson 18. Now, let's kind of do our walkthroughs and our breakdowns and everything. So, what did we do here? So, let's talk about dictionaries really quick, right? Dictionaries are a data structure that allows you to store collections of key value pairs, right? So what that means is like each key in the dictionary, sorry, I had to move my mic away so you guys can't hear me breathing, is unique and associated with a specific value. All right. Commonly, we went over this, but we're just going to say it again. Dictionaries used when you need to quickly, and quickly being the key word here, retrieve a value based on the key. So again, the key is the name, or in this case, we're going to say title, doctor, lawyer, nurse, right? That's our key, the key to let us into the apartment. What does the apartment contain? 30 lawyers. Crazy. This is the lawyer apartment. 25 doctors and 50 nurses. That actually sounds about right. You know, that's about how many would be partying in those situations. Anyways, it's similar to like looking up words. and then their meanings in the real dictionary, right? So if I look up lawyer, I get a definition. God, can I spell? No, I can't. So when I look up lawyer here, lawyer in C#, the definition or the value retrieved is 30, right? Super easy. See, I told you guys it wasn't going to be that bad. All right, so here we're going to just kind of break down a little bit more of like specifically like the words I'm using in this. So like key, for instance. What is a key? Key in a dictionary must be unique within that dictionary. And they're used to access their corresponding, I'm not going to type that whole thing out, values. Super easy, right? What is a value? We've gone over this before, but we're going to go over it again, especially when in terms of dictionary. They can be any type of data, not just ints, right? We're just using ints as an easy one. Any type of, I lost my train of thought. Any type of data, including primitive. Some people might not understand what this means just yet. Types like ints, integers, and strings. These are primitive because they are simple. They are just an integer or just a string of characters, right? But we can store more complex things like types. Can store types like objects and even other collections. If you understand that, we can store a collection inside of a collection. So I could store inside of lawyer, I could make another, like, inside of lawyer, we're just going to say, right? I could say this is lawyer, and we're going to store 30 lawyers, but we're also going to store, let's say there's another collection called lawyer names, right? And so we would store, this is pseudocode, so don't take this word for word. We would store that, and so that when this is called, it's going to say, oh, lawyer name is equal to John Bon Jovi, right? Again, this is not like 100% what it would look like. This is just an idea so you guys can understand. And we can add more and more things like license plates and address. We can do all sorts of things with this. Like, it doesn't just have to be a string and a specific set of ints. We can do all sorts of things in there. But that's just a quick example for you. So let's go over the declaration and initialization, right? Okay. So when it comes to C#, dictionaries are represented by the dictionary T key, remember that? And T value, T he. It doesn't need this. This is something completely different, which we are not doing right now. So the T key, which would be the string, and the T value. Don't worry what the T means. It's just not important. So going off of that, T key represents the type of keys. T value represents the type of values that you can declare and initialize when we use the word new. So using new declares and initializes a new keyword dictionary. Wow. God, Gosh, guys, don't attack me. I know. Come on, man. I'm just a regular guy who's dealing with migraines and depression and sleep deprivation. Don't attack me. So with that being said, that's kind of that's all we really need to go over for declaration and initialization. So what would we do next? Adding and removing elements. So, right. So maybe I should start streaming this on Twitch. And removing elements is, well, I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. You can add new key value pairs to a dictionary using the, remember, dot add. I'll make it syntax correct, because I am the sorcerer of syntax. You can use that method, which specifies both key and value, right? Let's kind of do that. You can also remove key values by using methods like dot remove, or by using clear. I'm not sure. I think it's dot clear, but this removes all elements, right? So dot remove removes key value pairs. Dot clear removes all elements. Excuse me. It's hard to talk with a migraine. If you guys ever watch Roanoke Gaming, guy's one of my favorite channels to watch. He cracks me up, but he also deals with migraines, and he's the exact same way. Like, he loses his train of thought all the time. All right, so we're going to talk about accessing elements, right? Okay, so you can access, we already know we access elements through their keys, right? If the key exists in the dictionary, accessing it will return the corresponding value. Key means return value, right? Perfect. If the key does not exist, an exception may be thrown, and depending on how we code our program, you may even get a default value. So, no key exists. We get errors, exceptions, or if programmed properly, we return a default value. Now, some of you are going to be asking, when do we use errors? When do we use exceptions? When do we return a default value? Guys, again, these always come down to what specifically you're doing. And we are going to add things in. We are going to, I think by the end of beginner C#, I'm going to do like a video game that we can play inside of our just a console window. I'm kind of planning one out. I haven't written anything yet. I've written a couple just console games in the past, but right now I'm just like trying to give you all the basics, and then maybe that'll stop at like 30 or 40 lessons, maybe a 50, hell, maybe we go to 100, but I'm just giving you like all the basics that I can think of in the simplest way possible, right? So let's move on. Before I start in a tangent, iteration, right? Okay. You iterating over the key value pairs in a dictionary using, well, I guess we're using methods, but various methods. So in our specific instance, using a for each loop. But you can also do things, don't worry about this yet. This is just for future stuff. You can use link queries. Some call them linq. That's wrong. They're link queries. That's super distant future. I don't even know why I'm confusing you guys with that. Don't mind me, guys. So where are we going to use dictionaries again? So dictionaries are used when we need to use a unique identifier. When to use, right? When we need to associate a unique identifier, right? Which would be called the key, right? We would use the key for that with specific pieces of data. Whoa, you didn't see any of that. Unique specific pieces of data, which is the values, correct? Okay. And then with that, we look up those values based on their keys, right? They provide just much more of a faster access to values based on keys. It's actually a really valuable tool in many programming scenarios. So let me give you here's a great dictionary. We could do, and this is completely fake, so don't try to come at me. Social security numbers, right? We could write a program, and this is going to be pseudocode, so don't think it's this. We'd say dictionary, and then we'd say we're going to say persons. It would be a string, right? For person name, we're going to say string name, and then what would the next thing be? Date of birth. So that would be, technically it's not going to be an int, but we're going to say int DOB. You could even say string DOB, because you could argue that it would just be a string of characters even though they're numbers. Oops. Excuse me. I just wanted to do that. String DOB, one or the other on this one. What else comes on your social security number? Your actual, I'm sorry, it would actually be your social security number. So we would say, with the dashes, let's say without the dashes, right? We'll just say int SSN, and then we'll do that. Where's that to be unique social security number? I know it's a little, so right here, we're calling it string amount, right? We're giving it the value. Now I'm kind of overloading this a little bit with extra stuff in there, but I'm just trying to give you an example. Again, it's pseudocode. And so the dictionary, we would be equals new. It would be something similar to this. So we would call it social security information equals new dictionary. Sorry, I have to go back and look because sometimes my brain's a little fuzzy. And we would say, oh, that's not supposed to be a comma there. We would say int string int string, close that up, boom, right? So something similar to that. And that's, again, pseudocode, not real. So just for the future people, pseudocode, not real. Do not think it's real, right? Okay, perfect. I don't know why these are showing up white either. All right, so this video is also running 20 minutes long. All my videos are running a little bit longer. I'm trying to do them in bite size. Sometimes I can't help it. There's a lot of stuff to be covered. Love you guys for watching. I appreciate everybody. Oh, one thing we didn't do. We didn't step through our code yet. I'm so sorry. Let's go ahead, Control S, make sure you guys save. Run this up, make sure I don't see any reds, so we're good so far. Bam. 30 lawyers. If we already did that, I'm sorry. So let's step through the code real quick, right? So we're using dictionary string int to store a collection of key value pairs where the key is a string representing the title, like the lawyer, right? The person's job. And the value of the integer is representing how many there are. The for each loop iterates over each. Oh, God, I thought I muted my mic. I unmuted it. Sorry, guys. Over each key value pair, right? And that's what we're doing right here with this key value pair. And with that, so the key value pair in the dictionary, we access the key using pair.key, right? Pair.key, and the value using pair.value. So, let's let me just kind of explain that for a second. So, key value pair, right? This is a representation of a single key value pair that's accessible through obviously the key and the value properties respectively. So it's a generic structure, represents both of those, commonly used to represent individual elements in the collections like dictionaries, like we're talking about, where each element consists of a unique key, unique corresponding value. So that's kind of why, like, I was using Social Security, because everybody has a unique Social Security number, right? A unique value to that Social Security number. You have that Social Security number that is identifiable only to you, obviously, unless your identity gets stolen. Not bueno, had that happen once. Your name is attached to your Social Security number, your date of birth, and all sorts of other information. I'm not really sure. I don't work for Social Security. But I just know that the number is unique to one individual and you'll never have a duplicate. I don't know how, if there ever has been a duplicate, but so it's commonly used in scenarios where you need to work with key value pairs, like dictionaries. It's basically just a really easy syntax to use that tells exactly what it's looking for. It tells C# and the computer, we're looking at key value pairs, right? And the key value pairs are string and int. Pair and amount, that's amount of labeled jobs, lawyer, doctor, nurses. I hope that makes sense. I think that should be a very simple, easy breakdown for you guys. If it doesn't make sense, and I need to do another video on iterating through a dictionary, I absolutely will. We are starting to get into the harder stuff, so I'm going to be breaking these down further and further so that I can explain more in depth and more detail. And like I said, right now we're still touching on light stuff, but this is already getting more complex for you guys, like using dictionary, using, key value pair and for each loops. I didn't go over for each loops. I'm sorry, but we went over while statements, switch statements, do while statements, for loops, and or guys, we've done a lot. I'm going to start teaching you more and more things on the fly so that you guys can learn about how awesome this is. But anyways, so, oops, fat fingered on my keyboard. So with that, I don't think you guys really need any more explanation. This obviously right here, we just output and we use the symbol here because that tells C# what we're doing, that we're going to have these curly brackets, and these curly brackets are going to output a specific thing that we're calling, and in this case it's the pair key and pair value, the specific objects we're calling. All right, guys, sorry. I'm going to stop rambling. If you enjoyed this, please leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, whatever you can. I don't ask for any money or anything. I just want to help people understand programming. I think it's super fun. We're going to do some actually cool stuff soon here, I promise. I just want to get you guys through the beginning of C#. And then we can even do some GUI stuff, some GUI stuff. And I suck at that, but who knows? Like, maybe we'll write a cool program. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. I love you all.